Good morning. It is cake baking time. My niece Abby's birthday is next week, but she's going to be out of town on vacation, and so they're having her birthday party tonight. I am making her just a yellow cake as usual. I just use store-bought cake mix. I find it perfectly good. Everyone loves it. And the difference is I will make homemade buttercream icing. That's what makes the cake extra special, the icing. So I am doing something slightly new. I'm doing a 3-tier. When I went to Michael's, I saw this, and it's interesting that it still only takes one cake mix, so we'll see. And with my niece Abby and her family and me and my husband, one cake is all we need. It's a small group. It's not, there's like, including my parents, there's what, 8 people. One cake is plenty. They don't need leftovers. So that's why you don't see me making like huge cakes for the girls, because we always have small birthday parties. And my niece Abby, it will be her 14th birthday, and right now she likes the old Disney show Miraculous Adventures of Ladybug and Cat Noir. And so I painted these store-bought candles black, and then I bought these stickers off of Etsy, and I am going to decorate. I'm going to make some little fondant paw prints, and then like use those as like holders, and put these stickers around the cake. There's just not a lot out there because this is an older show. It does have a huge cult following right now. It's from 2015, but there's just not a lot of stuff out there and not a lot of cake ideas. So I had to come up with this idea myself. So I'm gonna do 3-tier. These are gonna be around the bottom row with the fondant paws. I got all this cool black sprinkles. I am going to decorate around the edges. I also bought this green fondant. I don't know if I'm gonna use it because his eyes are green. Maybe once I'm making the cake, I'll think of an idea to use this with, but I don't know. And then depending on how the cake looks, this will either be on the side decorating it or on the top. I just bought this this is brand new. It was in a plastic bag and everything. And I'm just, it kind of just reminded me of his mask. So that's the cake. So it's early. I got up at 6 a.m. I want to get this cake baking. It's got to cool down before we do the butter cream frosting, and then we have to leave at 3. So I have like 8 hours to get this cake done, and then I will probably make an extra just in case something goes wrong with the icing method. Remember, I always like to have backup, and plus it'll have extra cake for me and Robert over the weekend. So yeah, I will have some of these I got at the party store. What is that? I don't know. What's the party store called? It has a little cake section, but it's decorations, party factory, party outlet, whatever it is. And then some of this stuff I got at Michael's. I don't know if these tubes are necessary because I don't think the cake is gonna be that tall, but I bought the support tubes just in case, because I've never done a 3-tier before, but it's still only one cake, so I don't think it's gonna be that tall. But I probably will use the tubes anyway to be on the safe side. So let me get baking, and then once the cake cools down, I will ice it. The other thing is, it's the buttercream frosting. I'm gonna just stick with white icing. I'm not food coloring anything. It's gonna be white icing with these black accents and these, main color is black stickers. So definitely a black and white cake. I think the hardest part is estimating how much batter to put in each pan. I definitely feel like I put too much in the top layer. But yeah, this is all just one cake mix. I'm glad I got up at 6 a.m. because I don't know if this is gonna work. All right, they need to cool on the rack for about 5 minutes. So the little one did poof up a lot. I put a toothpick in it. They're done. They're a little more done than I would have liked. But it was actually, when you look at the box, I ended up doing 20 minutes, which is like the cupcake timer. If I would have did like the 2 8-inch rounds, they would have been totally burnt. So yeah, this was only after 20 minutes. I will end up cutting the top of that off with a bread knife, trying to level it out. But yeah, these ends are a little more crispy than I would like. I probably will be shaving them off with my bread knife. All right, I just pressed out the fondant kitty paws, and then I made the white buttercream icing. I whipped it extra longer than I normally do. Like the first part is when you beat the butter and the shortening together, and then you add the powdered sugar. So the first step, when I beat the shortening and the butter, I let it just set a couple minutes longer whipping in the KitchenAid. And I think it really helped because you really want the butter and the shortening to incorporate together. It looks a lot smoother. Sometimes when I do the buttercream, you see like little dots of butter in it, but I'm not seeing that now. So it's very important to make sure you whip the butter and the shortening together for like at least 5 minutes. I have a tendency to get impatient, but letting it whip for 5 minutes, I just think makes the icing look so much better, and it actually looks whiter too. I don't know if that, you know, letting the shortening and the butter beat together longer. But remember, I want it to be white icing. And sometimes it's hard to do when you use butter because butter is yellow. So anyway, monkey, for whatever reason, can you hear that? She makes funny noises when she drinks out of the water bowl. She's so adorable. Anyway, I am now going to put the 3 pieces of the cake together and do icing between each layer. The first one came out of the pan very easily. Could be because this is the first time I ever used it. And I also, this is a Wilton cake pan, and I also have this spray I picked up at Michael's. It's called like Wilton, let me show you. I've had it for a couple of years now. This stuff lasts forever. So Wilton Bake Easy. That really helps removing the cake from the pan so much quicker. All right, I did decide to take one of the support tubes and push it down. I cut it beforehand. It actually cuts really easy with a knife. It's not really that tall of a cake, but I just wanted to be on the safe side so the top doesn't slide off or anything. So yeah, these are pretty easy to cut with my bread knife. All right, here's the birthday cake. It is smaller than I was thinking. Maybe I should have did 2 levels for each tier, but again, this is plenty of cake for 8 people. And if I made it any bigger, it would not fit into my cake carrier. So the mask was too big, so I just put it on the side right here. Let me just take that off so you can see the whole cake. I have a whole bunch of stickers, but I ended up only putting 2 on the cake. You can see the cat prints, and then I love these sparkles. Just accented the sparkles. Got the cat prints going up the back of the cake. The Cat Noir stickers. It's her 14th birthday. I think it turned out pretty good. For not really having an idea on how to do a Cat Noir themed cake, I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. And I will have to say it's one of my best batches of buttercream icing ever, so it will be a very tasty cake. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Abby. Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
all right, awesome. You did awesome.
That was one breath, by the way.
This card is not
If you want
the same card.
Well, I don't think I'm a granddaughter.
Put the one back you got this year.
Oh, does it say granddaughter?
Don't say granddaughter.
All right.
I told her, give me one that's shiny granddaughter.
Me too. And
That's not a
here we
diamond.
go. It's like everything else.
What is this? This is a nickel.
Every year I go,
Oh, it's a diamond.
and I got 100 choices.
Why are they so
I went
shiny?
in, I had 3 choices, and the other 2 were ugly.
Why are they so shiny?
Well, see, I went to
They're shiny
Walmart,
dimes.
Walmart, and they had no granddaughter ones.
See,
How much?
what is
Oh my
it?
god! How much money's in here?
Well, you tell us how many dimes? Okay, more dimes. So how much is that? I had to count. Wait, is it $1? You give me $1 in my card.
What is
Did you just give me $1 and a birthday card? What the heck?
This is what we got when we were kids.
It's a birthday card.
And we were happy with those 10 dimes. We were happy.
$1. What can I do for $1 these days?
Not a lot.
Back in your day.
But back in the day, we were happy with those
That's
dimes.
right. Remember, like when you'd go trick or treating, a woman would have a stack of like 10 pennies. And that was the best thing ever.
Or nickel.
for
Yep.
sure?
Yep.
A nickel? Yes.
There's more money.
Oops.
There's all kinds of stuff
something
all around.
dropped. Okay.
No, don't lose your dimes. You need those.
Who was that? Some aunt gave you,
Okay, let's see.
Look on the back of
what
it. It says it on the back
It was 10 cents.
of the envelope that you took it out of.
$50 for Disney World and $25 for books.
Yes.
So if you're 5 years old, you get 50 cents. If you're 10